やっぱりお互いですね、20
So
年
basically, Street Fighter has more than 20 years of history. Tekken has nearly 20 themselves. So these series have a long, venerable history. There are certain rules that have been established within their respective universes, what is and is not possible as far as moves and controls and that sort of thing. We decided right away at the very beginning, when we signed the contract with Namco, that it was basically going to be a case of speak now, forever hold your peace. Once we sign this, we're free to make whatever game we want. You can't say anything, and vice versa. So Namco's free to make whatever kind of game they want with this.
まず鉄拳
So basically, if you look at the differences between Street Fighter and Tekken, there's the obvious differences, the button input, the 3D, the 2D, but it really goes beyond that. Some of the biggest differences are the way the game itself is actually played. Street Fighter has always traditionally been about keeping your distance, guessing what the other guy's going to do, waiting for your moment to attack. And Tekken has always been much more aggressive, in your face, much more higher paced. There's some certain amount of guesswork and wondering if your opponent's going to strike high, low, mid, and reacting to that. Still a little different than what we see in Street Fighter. So really the key to balancing this game, the key to getting it all together, and the key to making Tekken players feel welcome would be to find a way to preserve the best of both worlds, to preserve a way for people who play more of a Street Fighter style sort of defensive gameplay, and to keep the door wide open for Tekken players by allowing for plenty of opportunity for really aggressive, really physical, kind of in-your-face, long combo strings.
まずライバル関係の前に
So the storyline and these sort of rivalries will play a big important part in this game, of course. Before we even got to the the idea of who would be rivals with who would dislike each other, we first started by thinking of who would like each other, who would form natural teams, who would form natural pairs, and we can see that in the trailer. You can see Ryu and Ken together, you can see Kazuya and Nina together, etc. That was very deliberate. That's the way that you're going to have access to the deeper kind of story elements of this game.
特に鉄拳側で僕
So the one thing that I found really compelling about the Tekken series that I very much wanted to translate into this new game would most definitely be the combo system, the idea of doing these quick action combos using those 4 buttons and stringing these all together. The closest thing we would have on the Capcom side is probably Darkstalkers, where you have the kind of chain combo system. I've always found that kind of gameplay really compelling. So I definitely wanted to find some way to work that into this title as well. So you'll notice, of course, you can actually use the traditional 4-button combos as well as switching off to a 6-button Street Fighter style of control whenever you see fit. I think if we're going to use maybe a cooking reference, if you are a Tekken fan and you only want to eat your Tekken burger, so to speak, you don't want a burger that, the Street Fighter chef put together, but I assure you this is a big beefy Tekken burger with Street Fighter cheese on it. It's a great matchup. I think you'll like it if you give it a chance. I think it's going to feel just right to you.